Chapter 19. A bond like no other. And this fanfic is nice enough to remind us that we're at the halfway point. Joy! There was no time for anyone to react. 1 second, Fidel was gazing to the horizon. Next, he was involved in a catastrophic incident, so forceful it propelled her from the car. She landed hard on the roof of a nearby building as a city garbage truck, mostly attacked due to a side, made a crash landing on the same rooftop. The car had been driving was obliterating, causing glass, metal, and various other debris to rain down on the streets. Pedestrians below now screamed at the frightening scene and were quick to cover for the falling wreckage. So, why didn't he just go down or up rather than swerve? A.T. and Marin had finished up their lunch at a nearby restaurant when the accident occurred. The sound of the impact startled them both, but it didn't prevent 18 from running outside to see what was happening. She was greeted with a large plume of smoke coming from the top of a nearby building. People below shielding themselves from the debris. Several large pieces of metal had already become embedded in the concrete sidewalk. Unfortunately, it did not appear that anyone on the street had been hurt. She did notice something else. Trash. It was coming from above. She looked up again and saw the back of what appeared to be a garbage truck. Obviously a crash of some sort. At that moment, she had no idea what caused it, let alone if Vidal was involved. Marin, help get people out of the way to cover. She shouted at Dar before she flew out to the crash site, her hero instincts kicking in. Be careful! Marin shouted back. She was quick to assist those around the building, seek shelter, or keep a safe distance from the building. Once 18 got to the rooftop, thick smoke limited her vision. A small but growing fire, coming in from the truck, discovered to be its source. Still think flying cars are cool? She knew she had to act quickly. Coughing as she navigated her way around the vehicle to the front side, she searched for a door handle. Is anyone in there? She yelled, feeling her way around to the door. The lack of a response told her the person or persons inside were either unconscious or dead. She found the handle and gave it a tug, but the force of the accident, heated the fire, caused it to jam. With slightly more effort, she proceeded to rip the door off, revealing 2 men, slouched over in their seats. She quickly checked their pulse. To their surprise, they were both alive. Even though the hospital was only a few blocks away, and the ambulance would be there soon, 18 knew the fire caused a significant risk to the safety of the men. She had no other option to get them out there fast. She ripped the seatbelt off the first man. She knew it had to be quick but careful. There was a chance that they had suffered internal injuries, and any abrupt movements could be fatal to them. She constantly took the driver into her arms and hovered a few feet from the ground until she got to the other side of the rooftop, besides one of the access doors. At that moment, she didn't realize that Vidal was only a few meters away from the other side of the exit. By the time she got to the passenger, the flames had grown exponentially. Time was running out. She tore the seatbelt, gently lifted him up, and flew over to where she had placed the other man. As he was laying the passenger down next to the driver, she noticed a figure out of the corner of her eye. She stood up, yelling, "Is someone else out there?" As she made her way closer, she only took a few steps before she gasped. Lying amongst a heap of rubble and trash was Vidal. In that moment, the fire consumed the truck and found its way to the gas tank, causing it to ignite. The explosion consumed the top portion of the building as a loud boom resonated through the area. On the street, Mary turned to see fire smoke billow from the roof where her mother raced off to. Mom! 10 minutes earlier. Goku flew away from East City with mixed emotions. Gohan, I swear, you blame Goku for this, and I will lose all respect for you in this fic. At the same time wary for what the future would hold. The only thing he could do now was wait, like Vidal said. He couldn't stop thinking about everything else that she had mentioned during their conversation. Goku flew away from East City with mixed emotions. He was hopeful, yet at the same time wary for what the future would hold. While he knew that the only thing he could do now was wait, like Vidal said, he couldn't stop thinking about everything else he had mentioned during their convo. I can't believe the root cause of all this is the Cell games, Goku thought to himself as he began to reflect on that day many years ago. After teleporting Cell away from Earth, then refusing to revive, he always assumed that things worked out for the better, that Gohan understood his decision. Even with everything else that had been happening recently, started wondering if he really understood his own decision. The Saiyan sighed. Technically that's all on Gohan. I mean, if he really wanted to argue, he just had to wait, he told himself, trusting what Fidel said today. Give us some more time. Wait till things settle down. He took a few deep breaths as he tried to relax and clear his mind. Fortunately, thoughts of past, present, and future continued to bombard him. He found himself questioning the possibility of something going wrong with Fidel's plan. What if Gohan refused to talk to him? What if the talk was disastrous? What if... He groaned as he held his head. I gotta stop thinking about this or I'm gonna make myself crazy. In an effort to force his attention elsewhere, he sped up his flight. But his extra exertion of energy did little to make his questioning thoughts go away. What if he decided to come back? What if it paid more attention to what was going on? What if... Thoughts continued. Goku groaned again. He stopped in midair to try to regain some control. No, I can't do this to myself. I need to... Something caused him to halt his speech. I wasn't sure what it was, but something felt wrong. Looking around, you could see small mountains with trees spread sparsely behind them. Under that, there was nothing. He sighed again, and now felt like his mind was playing tricks on him. He knew he really needed to relax. The Saiyan descended into the ground near a base of a tree, where he sat in a meditative pose. Focused his energy to clear his mind. Soon the entire world became blocked out as he entered a deep meditative trance. As he did this, he failed to realize one thing. His mind had not been playing tricks on him a moment ago. In reality, that thing he sensed was actually Fidel's key quickly diminishing as her hover car was hit. He had been too distracted to realize what it was, and now everything else that was about to happen would go unnoticed because of his trance state. 1 minute before the crash. At a region near Mount Paozu, Trunks, Goten, and Gohan and Vegeta had finished their lunch and continued toward the hike through the mountainous area. So Goten, how's your homework coming? Trunks asked his best friend, who he's heard the same class, and thus the same assignment. Goten groaned, not very good. Found plenty of resources, but I'm having a tough time grasping what you're talking about. I swear the teacher gave me the hardest one on purpose. Oh, come on, it can't be that hard. Trunks returned. It was met for a cold stare from the younger Demi-Saiyan. What's your topic again? Advanced organic chemistry and modern medicine. Yikes. Trunks said as he started the idea of even having to write an essay on that topic. Goten sighed. At this point, might as well collect the Dragon Balls and ask Shenron to wish to create the essay for me. Trunks and Goten have heartily at the joke. Then as the kill Gohan stopped shortly. For that exact moment, hundreds of miles away, Fidel was involved in her accident. He felt it. He felt her ki rapidly decreasing. Despite their distance, the bond that they shared allowed him to sense that something terrible had happened. He braced himself against the tree as he froze in place. His eyes widened, his face grew pale as he began to gasp for air. No! Please, no! He muttered to himself. Trunks, Goten, and Vegeta turned around to look at surprise and fear on his face. They were unable to sense the tragic gas in it, so they were curious as to what was going on. Gohan? Trunks questioned, but his voice was not heard. Everything for Gohan had stopped. He knew his world had just been turned upside down as he felt the love of his life, along with their unborn son, very close to death. Fidel! He muttered. Vegeta's eyes perked. Almost nothing was powerful as the bond between Saiyan mates, and Gohan shared that characteristic. Don't you just love it when these fan writers always add something special to the Saiyans, even though sometimes they really don't make any sense? Like trying to say that Saiyans have such a great sense of smell that they can smell when a couple had sex. No, really, that's the thing in one of the fanfics. If something were wrong for Fidel, Gohan would be the first to sense it. And based on his face right now, something was very wrong. Coming from a shock, Gohan's face grew serious as he stared in the northeastern horizon of the East City. It's almost as soon as he looked in the direction Fidel was in, his power skyrocketed. He discarded his backpack before violently taking off into the sky towards her direction. Not missing a beat, Vegeta was close behind him. He had only slowed down slightly to yell back at Trunks and Goten, "Follow him!" Neither of the two younger Saiyans had any idea what was going on, but he trusted Vegeta's instincts and followed. ET had spotted Fidel in time, because, without warning, the garbage truck gas tank exploded. While the two men had been placed safely behind the rooftop exit, Fidel remained direct line of the scary metal, glass, and trash caused by the blast. With super speed, 18 quickly made her fray in front of her, and created an energy shield to protect them both. Fire and debris surrounded them, but they remained safe. Once the explosion was over and smoke began to settle, she lowered her shield. Turning to face Fidel, she could start to make out sounds of several ambulances and firefighter trucks as they made their way to the scene. Fidel? She shouted as she knelt by her friend's side and started to clear small pieces of wreckage off her. Fidel! She shouted again. Then her heart sank. She realized she could not sense ki from her. As they flew to incredible speeds, Vegeta became increasingly worried. Gohan flew off with no explanation other than mentioning Vidal's name. Something had obviously happened, but what? Regardless, one thing was a point of major concern. The power of the man he was following was not leveling off. Similar to what happened at the birthday party, Gohan's power kept climbing. Was this dangerous? If he didn't slow down or arrive at his destination soon, the effect on his body could be extremely detrimental. As he thought about the worst-case scenario, something had happened and Videl was dead, he began to contemplate how Gohan would react, particularly in that state. Would he only calm himself down, or would his energy consume him and that around him? Suddenly, the aspect of Gohan causing accidental harm to himself only seemed Lisa was worried. Vegeta powered up to a Super Saiyan form and pushed harder than he realized because of this. As the ambulances leveled off the roof, 18 inches closer to Videl, so he could still not feel a key. No, as he muttered. So he refused to believe her friend was dead. Using 2 fingers, he gently felt the stain inside of Fidel's neck. As he tried again, closing her eyes to concentrate, and block out the various distractions from her. It wasn't until the paramedics were on the ground running towards him that she opened her eyes back up. A pulse!